Gordon Juice.
Awesome.
Here we go, Juice. You ready for this today?
Yeah, always ready.
We got interrupted the other day.
We did.
You know, we could talk about that. I'm not going to talk about what case it is because I'm under a gag order.
Yeah. I want to know exactly how it was worded that the records and you had to be there.
So I was wrong.
Oh, it did say you and the record. Oh,
sometimes I mess up, Juice.
It happens.
I got so many pieces of paper floating across here, but they were very kind and said, hey, it happens. Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, they just wanted to know how I got certain records.
Can't tell you that.
That I didn't break in and steal them and stuff like that. So
can't tell you.
It's more like
confidential informant.
What do you call it? Attorney behavior, making sure they didn't do something out of sorts to get certain documents and everything. So, but It wasn't bad. But I heard you get a 4-wheeler, Juice.
I did. Okay. A 4-wheeler that was supposed to run and everything was good with it, but it's not.
Is it new?
No, it's used because, the only thing I've ever owned new in my life is that truck. Other than that, I've always bought used stuff.
That's why you got Jew in the middle of your name, right?
Exactly.
We're going to get in trouble for that one.
Yeah, probably.
Who cares? You don't care, do you?
No.
Okay. What year is it? What kind is it?
It's a 2003 Honda Foreman Rubicon TRX 500.
Those things will last a while if you keep replacing parts and take care of them.
If you can get the parts.
You can't get parts to a Honda?
It's 22 years old.
Yeah, but Hondas are kind of like, they haven't changed much.
Yeah, well, according to these places I've called for the parts, that's not available anymore.
All right. Well, you going to use it for hunting?
Yes.
Going up in the mountains?
I hope I'm going to use it for hunting. Right now, I got to use diesel.
Diesel feet?
Yep.
You don't like that anymore?
Not at my fat age.
Is that public land you're hunting on, or what is it?
It's not public. It's leased.
You got a permit and all that stuff.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Right. So today's conversation we're starting out with, it's kind of a different topic, isn't it?
I don't know.
What are the most difficult parts of starting and maintaining a successful business?
Yeah, that's different.
Right? We're normally talking about people killing each other and stuff.
Yeah.
We got some of that coming later on.
Yeah.
But So you've had a business before.
Yeah.
What was the most difficult part of it?
Maintaining it, this actual startup of it.
Really?
Trying to get going. Yeah.
Getting customers?
Yeah, that was the hardest part.
Getting leads? It's expensive and time consuming, isn't it? So.
Oh, yeah.
So that's what I've been in business since 2018. How many years is that, Juice?
No, you've been in business longer than that.
2018 is when it started, October 1st.
The PI business?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but you've been in business before that.
I tanked one. Everybody's tanked one, right?
It doesn't matter. You've been in business before then.
I had a training business before that, and I didn't know what I was doing, and it failed. And I had to go back to work for the man. So.
Yeah, but that's the way it goes. It's a learning experience.
One thing I did learn there is you can't rest on, hey, I got one customer. Let's just keep this one for 3 months.
Right.
It's got to be constant marketing, constant sales.
Yeah.
It never ends.
That's a practice business. You get that.
Billionaires have had practice businesses, right?
Yeah.
So, but that's one of the biggest things is steady cash flow and maintaining that. And it's a continuous cycle. You can't rest on the sales and marketing. You can't do it. So now you had a home inspection business, right?
Yeah.
Now that ebbs and flows with the housing market, which can be frustrating.
Yeah. And then if you're trying to do it, so I was working at the Space Center in Florida while I had that business going. Mm-hmm. And the problem was I would set up appointments to go do home inspections and they would switch my shift at work.
Yeah.
Well, you only do that a couple times and no realtors call you anymore.
Right.
Because you're not reliable. You can't get there.
And they just hit the next one in line.
Yep.
So.
And that's exactly what happened.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And that is tough to do that when you're trying to work another job.
Yeah, because I was just trying to start that business up and get it moving and get the ball rolling forward on it. But
it
just didn't work out.
It's mostly during the day, right? That you're trying to do those inspections.
Yeah.
Between 7 and 5 or something like that.
Yep.
Sometimes at night.
Exactly.
In the summer, you can do them at night, right? So,
yeah.
But usually not. Right. And then you got to turn around the inspection pretty quick, right?
It's got to be. Well, I was doing it. I had my inspections done the same day. Okay. So I'd do the inspection and I had my software, so I'd go through and check all my little boxes and dot my I's and cross my T's, and then I could just generate the report. Once I sat down, I could generate the report in just a couple of minutes and send it right off to the potential buyer and the realtor.
Once you got your details in there, it was done, right? I've used them before when I bought and sold properties, and I like home inspectors. I remember we tried to get one down in Tuscaloosa, the place we were selling, and we were buying it, and we called about 4 before anybody answered the phone. So that's, it's kind of like whoever answers the phone first, right?
There's a lot of them that are busy. I mean, it's feast or famine, but you in Florida at the time, you could have really made a killing at it.
Right. Another thing with the home inspections, the government says, hey, we're going to raise and lower interest rates.
Yep.
It can kill or explode a market.
Yeah.
Even though when they lower interest rates, what does it do to the prices?
No.
It inflates them, right?
Yeah, but there's a lot goes into the inspection, and I went above and beyond on the inspection.
Sure.
Because you only have to do a certain percentage of like checking outlets in a room and stuff like that. I checked everything.
Right.
Because I know I've bought and sold 9 or 10 houses already in my life, and I always got mad when the home inspector, I'd find something that the home inspector missed, and it would really annoy me, like, you didn't do your job. Well, he did his job, or she did her job, but there's only a percentage you got to do. Well, when I inspected, you were getting your money's worth. I was inspecting everything.
You're getting your $500 worth or whatever you charged, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'd say the most challenging part is lead generation and making it consistent where it goes. Where there's just constant flow of leads, because you're only going to close so many of those leads, right?
Yeah.
Closing sales. Another thing is training and maintaining employees to fulfill sales. You didn't have any employees yet, did you?
No, I did, but it was the admin. They didn't have to do any of the home inspections, but you have to go through so many hours of training for the state. And then you have to take a test. And so you come in trained.
Right. Okay. But, I tried salespeople before, right? And we had some where you were like, what are they doing kind of thing.
Yeah.
But they start out great, and then after, I'd say 2 to 4 months, they just quit. They think I call it corporate welfare, where I'm on your roll, so you should pay me.
Right.
You're a salesperson. You're supposed to be producing, right? And it would get frustrating. I've worked in sales where it's just, if I didn't sell something, I didn't get paid. And I think everybody should do that at least once.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's great.
I do it now. I don't get paid unless we make money. So,
right.
And we got this mindset in the United States, particularly, where, hey, I'm here and I'm important. I deserve a paycheck. So,
I think that's just age-based.
People say that. I've had it happen from 60-year-olds down to 21-year-olds.
I'm not 60 yet.
Well, you're like 112.
Yeah, but I'm not 60.
No, you worked for me full-time for a bit, and you produced. You did what you're supposed to be doing.
Right.
It just works out better with you working at the mill.
Yeah.
Down at the plant.
Yeah.
Down at the factory.
Yeah, it doesn't help. I had back surgery and got laid up for
you were still
6 weeks.
I remember you had that. You're like, I'll be back in action tomorrow. And you tried to drive somewhere and you're in tears.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, I had my neck done twice and it was nothing.
Right.
I thought, I'll get my back done. I'll be good. 3-4 days tops, I said?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
That seated position killed you for whatever reason. So,
yeah,
we're going around collecting up pain pills to bring to you because your doctor didn't call them in or whatever. So don't tell the police that.
Yeah, I won't. I don't talk to the police.
They don't care about that. Anyway, training and maintain them. I can train anybody, but maintain them and keeping them motivated, I'm failing at that for some reason. I don't know why.
Yeah, but we still do training. I mean, we have to do our CEUs and stuff.
I'm talking about like administrators and salespeople. Like
right.
Maintaining a motivation. I mean, I can only cheerlead so much.
Right.
It gets to a point. I'm a guy. I'm going to train you what to do. I'm going to show, tell. I don't know how to do it. Anyways, I'm going to show you how to do it. And I'm going to assist you.
Tell you how to do it. I'm going to show you how to do it.
I'm going to do it with you.
And then you're going to do it.
Yeah. And if you have questions, answer questions. But people get to the point where they're like, well, you just do it, Mr. Business Owner.
Yeah, no, it doesn't work that way.
I'm going to give you advice.
It doesn't work. That's why you're the boss.
Yeah. The reason why I hire people is to free up time for me so I can go do other things like high level marketing, meeting clients, those kind of things.
Yeah. And I have no idea how you do all the stuff you do.
I don't. Things fall through the cracks, but
you have a lot of hats to wear.
Yeah.
You really do.
They're big. Look at my head.
That is a big grape.
It's a big noggin. A lot of hats. It's big hats if they're going on there.
Yeah, I don't think they make them that big.
You got your special hat on today.
I do. MAGA 45, 47.
45, 47. Making people cry lately.
We'll
get into the Epstein files on another episode, but the Epstein files is blowing up, and I'm not going to say names, but another party's face.
Yes, it is.
But they're like, publish
it's
the
a
files.
Comedy skit, like they're getting a pie in the face every time they say something
on social media. Like, publish the files. They're published. What are you going to do now? What are you going to complain about today? So all right, back to the topic. Now, in a small business, do you want to grow or not? What are your thoughts on that? What do you thoughts?
It depends on where you're at in your life. Mm-hmm. Some people want to grow and become the chain of businesses. Mm-hmm. Some people just want to stay little mom and pop and do enough to get by on their bills and stuff.
Right. Here's my thoughts. If you want to stay small, mom and pop, you're going to eventually close the doors. You're not going to be able to keep up with inflation, demand, and all those things. You're not going to.
I think that would be a consideration on the type of business.
Yeah, it could be type 2. I'm talking about my business, the PI business. If you're not looking for growth, you're not going to last.
Yeah, that's a little different.
Because the technology changes and the type of cases change, how they're worked and all those things. We got guys in the state that say, I've heard them say this recently. They said, a divorce case is a divorce case no matter what.
No, it isn't. Every case is individual. Every case is unique. They're never the same.
Right. You got different people doing different things. Technology. We try to be techies here and use technology to our advantage. It's not our crutch. We still get out.
Yeah.
Boots on the ground with a camera.
Right.
But it's not our crutch. But some people avoid technology in the PI world. I'm like, we're going behind. You're going backwards.
Well, you talked me into it. That's why I was doing those classes.
Are you done with those yet, by the way?
I just got to take the exam.
Ooh. Everybody, Mackie here with ShadowNet Investigations. I'm the lead investigator, and I'm here to let you know that we conduct premium digital forensics. Whether you're looking to recover deleted data from phones, tablets, computers, you name it, give us a call, and we can help you out in recovering that data. Or if you think you're hacked, we have the tools and expertise to help you figure out who's hacked you and to find out how it happened, whether you need help with any digital forensic situation, recovering deleted data, hacking situations, or any questions you have about digital forensics. Give us a call, 866-910-7499. That's a free consultation at 866-910-7499, or visit us at shadownetdigital.com. The exam is a little rough. I had to take it twice.
Well, it only says one time on there.
No, you get twice. And if you got to do a third time, you have to get special permission. You have to wait 60 days. So don't fail it twice.
I'm going to try not to fail it once.
But it's an open book test, and everybody's like, that should be easy. I'm like,
no, it ain't.
There's so much information. They squeeze that clock on you, man. So,
did I show you the book for that?
I've seen it before.
The thing is like almost 3 inches thick.
We have this new thing. It's called online books juice.
Yeah, I can't do the online books.
Okay. You're not one of those? That's why my wife is.
I can't. I'd rather have the physical book in front of me.
She likes paper in her hand so she can write on it and make notes.
And that's what I did.
Fold stuff and these things. But I don't like them anymore because they take up room.
Right.
But I said if you're not trying to grow, I say you're going backwards. Now there's a limit to the growth. I tried to grow too fast a few years back and almost ran out of money and had to borrow money to stay in business. So you can get out ahead of yourself.
But it's a lesson learned.
Yeah. I didn't close or go bankrupt, but you can get out ahead of your skis.
Oh yeah. And
be like, oh, I read this book by Elon Musk. I'm going to do like Elon Musk.
Yeah, that doesn't work that way.
And then you go back and look at Elon Musk and how him and PayPal, they were nothing for years. They were tiny.
Several years.
Yeah. I remember PayPal came around. I was like, what is that? And
now
it's like the number premier
payment to pay for everything.
Yeah. You got people that's copying them, Venmo and these others, but PayPal started that whole algorithm. So, and the security behind it to keep hackers out. But Elon got rich off of that. It took years, though. It took a long time for him to make it.
I mean, he did. But again, I think it just depends on your type of business, whether you want to grow or not.
Right.
Because I can do a gun business at the shop.
Mm-hmm. Make a steady flow.
Yeah. There's how many million gun owners in the U.S.? How many multiple millions of guns?
I'd bring you one to work on. I break some sometimes.
Yeah.
I haven't shot in forever. Like, seriously.
Yeah, I went out the other day and did a little. I embarrassed myself.
It's just so expensive to shoot real rounds, you know. I'll get out and dry fire from holster sometimes.
Right.
Whenever I shoot a box of 9mm, I'm like, man, that was $36 or whatever.
Yeah.
It's expensive, dude.
So for you, for a business, for any of your businesses, whether it was your training or your PI business, what was the most aggravating lesson you learned in any business for you? The
most aggravating lesson?
Yeah.
Employees do not care about the business. I'm going to say 99% of the people you hire absolutely do not care about the business or the owner.
Right.
It's frustrating. I thought people would be like, oh, we're motivated. Let's go grow this thing together. No, they don't care.
Okay.
They want their check. And if they perform mediocre, they don't care. You know, if it costs you money to pay them, they don't care. You know,
right.
That's frustrating to me. That's why this year we kind of leaned up a little bit, and I've been doing it myself, a lot of stuff myself.
Right.
So, but yeah, that's frustrating. Another thing that's frustrated me some is some of our clients we have now, they don't read the contract. They sign it, but they don't read it. And then they try to come back on me with stuff. And I'm like, we have to review this, you know, because this is what you agreed to.
Why would you sign something that you don't read?
Especially, you know, they're spending a good bit of money on this stuff too. And they're frustrating sometimes. I'm like, I go through it with them now most of the time. Let's read line by line. And
right.
It takes time, but it helps with their expectations, right? Another frustrating thing is me, you know, as a person, is it shows you, if you start a company as a person, it's going to reveal all your flaws to you, your shortcomings. If you're not good at time management, if you're not good at talking on the phone, the little things that can hurt your business, and it shows you what you're not good at. And sometimes you got to either get training in that or hire somebody to fill that void, you know?
Right.
Now, the investigators I've hired, you included, they've done fine. You know, they get their job, they go do it. And where I've had issues with employees is the administrative and sales side of the house. And that's the most frustrating to me. So,
right.
But I don't know. What about you when you was doing it?
It was just, like I said, trying to get started and get going, you know, trying to make it my main income source. But when you're trying to do that and balance a regular job, a 40-hour-a-week job that you got to do, and they keep switching stuff up, you get pretty mad. You
had kids in the house too then, didn't you?
Yeah.
So, yeah. Smaller kids in the house.
Yeah. My daughter was young when I started doing that.
But all right. Yeah, that's kind of my take on it. And I got some pitfalls I wrote down here. Pitfalls to maintaining the status quo and attempted growth. We talked about that, but you can get out ahead of yourself on the growth, and it's going to cost you money and heartache.
So do you think that you were growing too fast at the time, or not fast enough?
So I didn't understand. So we do a lot of advertising, right? And I dipped my toe over into Google Ads, okay, which can be very expensive. Okay. And I handed that over to a marketing agency. And at the end of the month, I got a $37,000 bill for Google Ads. There was a miscommunication. I still had to pay Google.
Wow, that hurts.
You know how much that kills cash flow as a three-person shop at the time.
That's painful.
So I had to pay that and then borrow some money to make payroll kind of thing. And it was frustrating. So I stopped. I said, "You're fired, Mr. Marketer. I'm going to stop." And I actually stopped and took like a 30-day sabbatical and learned Google myself.
Right.
Okay. And learn where I lost on that. So yeah, I didn't supervise or inspect what was going on. And I just said, "Hey, marketer, you said you're a marketer, you know, take off." And, he just ran out my Google Ads bill, and I had to pay him too for the month. And it was
great.
It hurt bad. I learned, hey, you know, you can hire people to do stuff, but you got to inspect it.
Right.
Every once in a while. You can't just let it go and it's going to burn you in the end. So that hurt. So you had to take a step back and say, hey, let me learn about this, because Google Ads is a big part of business nowadays. If you don't know how to use it, you're
behind.
You're missing money. Right.
Yeah.
So it costs you money though to do Google Ads. You just got to know how to do it wisely.
Right.
So what'd you learn about yours? It's hard.
It's hard. It's almost impossible to do a startup business while you're working a 40-hour job.
It's hard, man. So I was lucky. I saved up some money working overseas, and we had some savings, but I burned through that pretty quickly. Like
oh yeah, that never lasts.
Yeah, you go through it pretty quick because you got to market, you got to pay yourself, you got to eat, right? Those kind of things. But yeah, it took a while to get a steady flow of cash coming in, and about a year before I was kind of like, "Whew, this is going to work, maybe." You know what I mean? So,
right.
You know what I mean? And
yeah.
You're always on edge. You're always paranoid about, we're going to fail today.
Right.
I recommend people start a business. Do your research before you do it. But you have the best day of your life and the worst day of your life every minute of every day. Sometimes.
Yeah, I'll agree with that.
Emotional highs and lows. We give up a 40-hour work week to work 80 hours.
Yes.
For what we call freedom.
Yeah, there's nothing free about it.
That freedom may come 10 to 20 years, but it ain't going to be right away. Now I got freedom. I don't have to go report in and sit in a cubicle, which was my future if I didn't make this work, at Redstone or somewhere.
Right.
Or traveling back and forth overseas again, which you're still working for the man.
I don't think your wife wanted that again.
And I'm getting old too.
So you are.
I'm not a spring chicken anymore, Juice.
You're definitely not.
I'm not
You're
as
like
old
a
as
fall
you.
rooster now.
A fall rooster. I'm not as old as you are.
No.
But yeah, I recommend it. I mean, so here's what people do though. They say they're a great mechanic and work at the mechanic shop, right? Like, man, I hate this boss. I'm going to start my own mechanic shop. They just jump out and do it. They have what we call an entrepreneurial seizure.
Yeah.
And then you're out there and you're like, what do I do now? Kind of thing. So I recommend don't go to college for business. Get the books that are out there now, the fresh.
Yeah. You can get them at the library.
And go to podcasts.
The late freeze.
And learn the pitfalls before you get in there so you're not shocked when you get out there and you're standing there, what do I do now? Type of thing. So I did a lot of research before I started this one and still miss some things,
Right.
Because I had a year sitting there in Afghanistan. We worked about 4 hours a day over there. Right. So the rest of the time I was researching this, getting everything set up, and I still miss some stuff,
Yeah. Well, you're not going to cover everything.
No, you can't.
Some of it is just a lesson learned in daily activities.
What's the military saying? The plan doesn't make it past the first gunshot or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like that, You got to be able to adjust and be flexible. And some people aren't flexible and they're bullheaded and they bullhead the thing right in the ground and they're bankrupt. So they're not able to change and shift and step back and say, what can we do different to make this better?
Right.
Or they don't listen to people that tell them, hey, let's try this.
Yeah.
90% of our systems we have here that we use are employee ideas and created.
Yeah.
And they don't work for me anymore. Well, two of them do. Good and Shields came up with some few things.
Yeah.
But some of them are people that I hired right out of college and say, hey, why don't you try this? And it worked. And they're no longer with me because most of them just quit showing up to work.
Right.
And then you fire them. They're like, why'd you fire me? Well, you haven't been here in 3 days, so.
Well, yeah,
Well, I was sick. We didn't tell nobody. So, you know what I mean? So,
well, I didn't think I had to.
Yeah, they're still living with their mama, and mama was giving them chicken soup and stuff.
Oh.
Chicken soup for the soul.
Oh,
right.
Bless their heart.
All right. We're going to end this one. Maybe it was boring. I don't know. Maybe people will like it. What do you think?
I don't know. We'll find out, though.
You like it.
You'll see it in the comments.
Right. If there's no comments, we'll know for sure, right?
Yeah. Y'all better comment.
All right. I'm going to end it, Juice. So do you want to say bye, Juice?
Bye, Juice.
Bye.